Hello, we are back. Probably not for very long today, but trying to get some work done. We've been busy with stuff this week, but trying to get some work done when I can here. Squeeze a little bit in. Yeah, I had opened up this old project to listen to it, so going back to the project we're working on. Here we go. Got our notes here. So, looks like there's no one watching right now, so I'm going to take up advantage of that for a second. Link. But yeah, today we'll be going through the lists. I think we finished the solo checks last time. I'm just going to double check that. Yep. Alright, so we're good for that. Oh, actually, I'm going to pull open my demo stream here. I always forget to do that at the last minute. Okay. Good. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, last time we finished the solo checking, and now it's on to check song ending. Oh yeah, no, we did that too, didn't we? We'll double check that, but I already checked it off, so we may be good on that. So let's go ahead and get started then, I guess. Wait a second. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could. Oh. You can see a little mini version of the window down there. That's neat. Okay. Anyway, check the end of the song. I'm pretty sure we covered this last time. Technically, we can skip a little further ahead, but this is good because this will get all the residual reverb and whatnot. So. Alright, here we go. Yep, dead silence. Alright, great. That's what we wanted, so I can check that off now. Check song ending, that's done. Number 7 from eMusician. Okay. Let's get this open here. Bippity boppidus eMusician. Yeah, that's the one we want. So number 7 is make sure it levels past the no knob test. A big no-no in a mix is a section where an element jumps out so much that the listener wants to turn down the volume. Listen through with this in mind and make sure there are no such occurrences. At the same time, be sure your levels are consistent throughout the song. The relative level of vocals to instruments should stay the same, unless you're varying it for artistic reasons. Okay, this is a good one. So let's go ahead and do that. That means we're just going to listen through this song. So, excuse me, man. All right. So go ahead and go to the start here and start it. I'm going to listen to with my volume pretty loud. And just see if there's any moment where it gets really loud and unpleasantly so. I just keep an eye on the master, I guess. See how this goes. Hmm. Okay. Right now, we're just listening through the song to see if there's any point where it suddenly gets really loud. Um, so we're gonna see just any buildup of instruments or something that's not expected that makes you want to reach for the volume knob and turn it down. So far, nothing like that. I don't expect to find any, but just making sure. Seems like for the most part, it's pretty even. I think we're good at this point, but go ahead and finish it out. Great. Okay. So that covers number 7 from the eMusician article, which is the knob test. Okay. Check compression. That's the next thing. Oh boy. Okay. Not sure exactly how I want to go about this. Seems like Ableton's a little slow right now, but check compression. I wish I'd written more there. I don't do a whole lot of compression. I think I probably said that at the time. I don't do a lot of that. So if anything, I'll probably have too little. And that's I think what I'm going for is checking to see if there's too much compression. I remember this though. Yeah. Yeah, with the compressor off, that the very end of that run up there is a little harshly loud. And this compressor, that's about all it catches through the whole clip, is just that part right there, but it squeezes it down a little bit. Yeah, just makes it a little bit softer, so that's cool. That's fine. I think it sounds good too. It doesn't sound overcompressed. It sounds right to me. Interlude. I suppose it does sound pretty heavily compressed, but I'm used to it at this point. I think that's what fits for that part. Again, this is probably going to be uneventful. Let's see here. Yeah, don't want to change that. Right, that's the harmony that we're not using right now. Yeah, at this point, these compressors on the pianos are all part of these are all part of like the sound design, which is a problem with doing, well, you could call it a problem with doing all this stuff at the same time, the mixing and arrangement and everything kind of all together, is you kind of lack a clear point in time where the effects become processing and not part of actual sound design. So in the future, hopefully I can get more organized. That's something I'm looking forward to trying to do on the next EP, is organizing things better, so that, and then exporting when I go to mixing, having everything finished up, having a clear endpoint to arrangement, and then exporting everything to audio, so then I can use effects that are specifically after the mix down point. Whereas with this, it all kind of bleeds over. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to end up changing any of this, just because I think it's all part of the sound. So, check compression. I think we added some compression to the kick and made it sound a lot better. Yeah. Yep. Leaving that for sure. Let's see. And we did that to the snare as well. That's one of the first things I ever did on stream, was work on this. Yeah. Yep. It's sounding really nice to me. Yeah, again, well, I keep repeating myself, so don't think we're gonna be changing anything there. Oh yeah. Did I ever make up my mind about that? Or did I write that down? So we have the old school here. We've got a left and a right. Oh. And the right is in the mix now, but I had a left track, so it was supposed to be split up. And I don't think I ever did. I don't know if I even wrote it down. I'm looking to see if it's in my notes anywhere, because I seem to remember writing it down. But Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. So, at this point, I think it's not worth changing, as is pretty much everything. We're just making sure. Oh, okay, so I don't have any compression on the hats. I think I have individual compression, like in some samples. Yeah, so I have some individual compression. Might be nice to do some individual compression there, and then perhaps on the whole drum track. Okay, no, I've got... Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool. It's a very subtle effect, but it's very nice. Well, I mean, you could definitely hear it, but it's not... it's still subtle, I think. Here, what do I want to do? For the hats as a whole. I'm just going to go with a normal compressor here. I just want to squeeze it together a little bit. Man, it's taking a while. Okay. Let's get our compression fixed up first here. Okay, so shorter tack will make it punchier. Let's try doing a little bit longer, because that's what I'm... Bit of a longer release too. I'm gonna put it before the reverb here. I'll put it after the EQ. So we gotta wait for it to move in front of the EQ, and then I'll put it after. Because if I compress after the reverb, then it's adding that tail into what's being compressed, and I don't want that to be brought up at all into the overall sound. I want that to be just icing on the cake. Oh man, my computer's freaking out a little bit. It's all right. Just one of those days, I guess. All right. Yeah, that's good. Just a little squeeze on there. Okay. Drums are good. Well, I didn't check Rangu. Let me check Rangu. I've already got some on there. And the limiter. Yeah, that's stretching things out, catching some peaks. Good. It's also one of those things where it's far enough back to be part of the sound itself, so not worried about these. No, these don't need any of that. These don't need it. The pluck has some compression on it. A couple of them. Oh, that's never mind. Yeah, we're not worried about that. New pluck. Compressor. Just beefing it up a little bit. Good. Yeah, good. Okay. Again, not a whole lot going on. I think that's fine. Reference. No, we're not doing that right now. Check tuning. Okay, that's something we can do. So we're gonna go for kick drums and bass probably. Those are gonna be our main problem areas. So just gonna go through those and make sure that we don't have any out of tune elements there. Let's find the kick drum. Pretty much tell already that's fine. That could be fixed maybe. Well, this one. The thing about this one is it has quite a bit of harmonics on it. The top end is kind of fuzzy. And that might be affecting the perceived pitch of it. It's got a saturator on there. Whoa! No, yeah, that sounds better with it on. I like that little bit of extra juice, but let's see. Here's one thing we can do. Let's put a filter on this. That'll make it easier to hear. Oh, right. Well, I accidentally double clicked, so we have to wait for it to load in on the whole track, and then we'll move it on to this kick specifically. But if we filter out the high end, we should be able to focus on the low end to make sure it's the right note. So let's see, let's drag that in there. I'm still getting over this sickness, so symptoms are nothing crazy, but I just feel really, really weak. And very tired. Got a ton of sleep last night and I still feel like I'm falling asleep. Let's see. Yeah, I might want to turn that down. How do I... So let's see if we can play this here. Okay. There it is. Okay. So now I can play it on command. Oh, but it'll grab both of them. Well, shoot. Here. But we lose the effects every time. Can we ungroup these somehow? I don't know why they're together like that. I don't know how this happened. But somehow it's all of these kicks were in individual cells here on the drum rack, these things. And somehow some of them got grouped together into these multi things. I don't know when that happened. But let's see, this one's 2, this one's 2. Yeah, they're all in pairs. Very strange. But so if I can't really play that effectively, by itself. So let's just see. Wait, no. I can't get a note out right now with my the old vocal cords. Let's see. That sounds better. Actually, I'll crank this up and try to remember to turn it back down before I play the whole song, or my ears will rip. It actually doesn't sound bad. This is really hard for me to tell with this one. Yeah, because of the harmonics, it's hard to tell. I think we're going to just leave that. This may be a lot of what goes on, which is why I said that this whole checklist would take not nearly as long as it looks. The tuning is something that I do. Oof, good thing. Praise the Lord, remember to turn that down. Good thing is, I usually do this along the way, so this is just making sure that nothing sticks out, and kind of thought that did for a minute, but I think it's actually fine. So yeah, we're good with that. The bass could be a little bit more tricky, but with that, I feel like we would have noticed by now, having just listened to the whole song, especially. If a note's out of place, it'll really stand out. Here, let's just see what that would sound like. It will be hardest to tell with the sub bass, so let's test that. Sorry, I gotta give it a second. So yeah, I'll see if we move this just one step up or down. We'll move it up for this example. See what that sounds like. Oh yeah, you can tell there. It sounds really off. Man. Yeah, then it sounds clean. It's funny, it actually sounds bigger when it's out of tune. But let's see. One way to check this is just take the whole thing, move it up an octave or two, and where it's easier to hear. Okay, yeah, no, these are good. These are good. Yeah, these are fine. Okay. The kick was more what I was concerned about, and that's fine. So, is there anything else? I don't think so. So let's see. Check tuning. Yeah. Headroom should be good for that. Just go ahead and open everything up and do a quick scan through. Right, okay. I think we're more concerned with the master for that anyway. Let's just see what we got. Let's pull this up, make it easier to see. Actually, yeah, we can shrink everything if we're over here. That would be great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if anything, we have too much headroom. That looks like it's hidden around. What? -10 maybe? Yeah, so we're good for that. Headroom's fine. We went through that a while ago anyway. Check in mono. I'm gonna see if I can find something else to do. Check phasing. Number 4 and 5 for in collective and icon collective and number 7. Okay, so let's pull up this other article. There's a few things in there that I wanted to check. Number 4, 5, and 7. File management, I'm going to check that off. We've been doing that. That's fine. Fresh listen. Loud quiet check. Check transients. Check mix for the low pass filter. We might be finishing this up on this session. Not gonna lie. Okay. What's going on? What did I just say I was gonna do? Check in mono, no. Oh yeah. Try to pull up in Chrome here. Come on, bruh. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Icon collective. So 4, 5, and 7. Mute test. Okay, we could try that. 7. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing referencing right now. So let's check. Do a mute check, I guess. Start with the drop here. I'm just gonna pull some things out and see how it sounds. See what things are adding. Hold on a second. So I have the on off automated on all these tracks so that they turn off at the switch at the end. But we learned actually on one of the streams previous to this that if you click this lock button, it saves automation. So maybe we can turn these off and the automation will still be there. No. Okay, that would have been really cool, but it's not the case. So we'll have to re-enable these one at a time. But okay. Oh. So the first thing that comes to mind for me, as far as things to check with the mute test, as this person called it, is the pluck here, because that's something that's very much just a little bit of an kind of an extra layer. It's a very background supportive thing. Here's what it sounds like by itself. So let's turn that off and see what it sounds like. I'm just going to go ahead and loop this section. And when it comes back around, I'm going to turn it on again. It's very subtle. Yeah, honestly, I don't think we're going to be making a lot of changes at this point. What else can we do? Let's go over here. Maybe some of the hi-hats, we could check that. And test the pads, I guess. Oh man, yeah, it's just one of those times the computer's all slow. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what we're gonna find here. Kind of my main theme as far as the song goes right now is it's done. Get it out. So we're just looking for problems right now, and I don't think we're gonna find any with that. I'm going to go ahead and mark these as done here. Check in mono, check fading, fresh, low quiet, not quiet. Check transients. Check mix the low pass filter. High pass at 60. Yeah, we got that done. Check width of low elements. That's something we can do. We can do the low elements stuff. So we can do put a low pass filter on the master and check the mix, and then we can do a stereo width check for the low frequency elements. Oh. Oh, I have to check side chaining. Okay, I did write down the old school thing. I didn't see it because it was right at the end of my list, but yeah, it's on there. Okay, so yeah, there's a few things there. That'll be kind of difficult. Man, Ableton is running so slow right now. So slow. Oh, there it is. Okay. Get rid of this for a second. Just shrink it. Auto filter. Let's see what we got for the main, or the second drop. The drop that has more stuff going on. I wrote this down off of somebody's either article or Reddit comment, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect here, but we'll see. Sounded like a good idea at the time, so see what we find. Angus is making some noise there. What's up?
So, what's the plan about Culver's?
I don't think we're going.
Oh. Tonight's the Mint Explosion.
Where's Mom?
I think she went to the thing.
If you can't find Mom, talk to Dad about it. I'm streaming right now, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds actually really good to me. Even without the side chaining being cleaned up. Just sounds pretty clean down there. So I wanted to check the bass, see how mono or not it is right now. I have the mono. What did I call it? Low end mono fire. Yeah, that's it. So let's check this out here. The idea behind this is that you have here. So there's an effect you can use called multiband dynamics, which splits the signal for the track you put it on into a high, mid, and low frequency band. You can change where the cutoffs for each band are. And I saw this in a tutorial a while ago. Somebody put 3 of them in a group in an effect rack and then named them high, mid, and low and soloed the corresponding band for the name of each one. So for the high, they sold the high band, mid, they sold the mid band, etc. Then on the low one, they brought in a utility and narrowed the stereo image to mono, so that just the low end is in mono, which is what you want. Now, right. And just use I did that and just used the default settings. The thing is, I don't know. Let's solo this one here. That seems to be working. That's great. There's nothing above 2K. Whoa. Wait, really? Yeah, wow, the sound is pretty low end focused. It is a bass sound after all, but because I just thought it reached higher than it does. I can't quite tell if I'm hearing a difference or not. It sounds like there is a difference. Let's see. So the mid. Also, that's taking the whole sound, so that's good. Let's just check here. I'm going to open up the synth patches for each of these and just make sure that those are in mono, or what I consider. Okay, yeah, stereo's all the way down on those. I think that controls the width. Man, the computer's just so slow right now. I'm gonna look this up on my phone. Stereo knob, silent. See if we can find out what that does. For sure. I'm fairly certain that that controls the stereo width, but okay, so apparently that's if you have, well, according to this one, according to one article, I'm going to read a couple more. I got forum posts technically. It's if you have more than one voice, it pans those apart from each other. Okay, looks like it's not exactly. I can't exactly find out for sure what it does, but it's definitely safe to have the stereo turned all the way down on anything that I'm using as a bass here. Okay, I'm not using part B at all, but yeah, okay, we're covered. That's all down. And we've got our monofier. So this is definitely a little bit bootleg here, but that'll do the trick, I think. That's something I'll need to check probably on the speakers too, but we can check the Reviano, maybe the side chaining. Check old school maybe. Yeah, okay, so there's a couple things that I thought of during the listen earlier. But first, let's just go in order here. Gonna work on the Reviano first. Delay. I was gonna see if I could do without the wet on there. The wet track. Oh, excuse me. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. Dang, I'm not sure. I don't know, because it's so different. So on the one hand, the delay is very dry, which is kind of nice because there's already so much reverb in the track on other things. And even on other piano sounds, like the chord pianos have a ton of reverb. So the delay sounds like just a delay, which is kind of cool. But it doesn't sound like... It sounds like a different sound in a way, as opposed to a delay of the Reviano, because the Reviano has a lot of reverb on it. So it's not an echo of the same sound because there's no reverb. So it's like an effect. It's like a separate effect as opposed to... It doesn't sound like the effect is being applied to the original sound. It sounds like a different take on the original sound. But I think it sounds cleaner too with it off. This one might be the deal breaker here, because that sounds really different to me. Yeah, no, we're leaving it on. Okay. It's just that's the way it is now. And it would just feel like it's a different instrument, and I can't really justify that kind of decision at this point. Check side chaining. Okay. Shoot. Here we go. So let's see, I'm gonna solo just drums and bass for this. Mute bass. Here we go. Pull that out and now I think I've copied the side chaining per track, which is weird. Wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Oh wow. So I remember on stream looking at one of the bass tracks and realizing there was no side chaining on it, or there was side chaining but it was turned off. And oh, there was no input. That's what it was. Maybe it was just potato bass. Yeah, because this is going. And that sounds great. That sounds like it's just fine. So maybe it's just potato bass that I'm thinking of that doesn't have it. I saw something and it freaked me out, but and now it makes sense. If I thought it was on the meat bass, it makes sense to be freaked out because the meat bass should be ducked. But the potato bass is just like mostly mid to high end stuff, so it doesn't matter as much. And if it affects the sound, making it sound too pumpy, we don't really need it for clarity because it's not super low, so it wouldn't make sense to have it at all. In that case, if that was the case, if I thought of that, then having it on no input might have just been me turning it off. Yeah. Okay. No. So there was this is great. This is great. So yeah, having it on with no input is different than just turning it off because it saves the effect of the makeup gain. Well, on the compressor itself, it just means there is no side chaining going on. So that's actually great because I got the compression. No, yeah, okay, great. No side chaining, so that's fine. I was really worried about that, but that makes sense now. Praise the Lord. Yes. Okay. Decide on old school. I'll tell you what my gut is right now. Don't change it. But let's just see here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna answer this real quick. Hey. Okay. So, um, yeah, no, it's good where it is now. It's not super far to the left. I mean the right, but it is a little bit. Well, you know what? Let me see. Oh, didn't I do this before? I think I. No, it looks like I didn't. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to take utility here, and use that for both tracks. Have a cut on both tracks to bring them down to the same volume as one of them. So if I have just the right one on, and then I turn the left one on too, I want the volume to be the same. So I'll put a utility on each one and bring it down until that sounds the same, and then let's try that. Just try -3 on each one. Probably won't be enough, but. And then I don't have to adjust the volume back and forth every time. I can just turn the utilities on and off once I get them at the right level here. So let's see. Because the volume's right, but the balance might not be. Might be better to have it on both sides. So. That's definitely not it yet. Let's see. This might be too much. Let's just check here. Okay. Actually, that sounds pretty good. It is a little too quiet though. If it's anything, it's a little bit too quiet. So let's see. Yeah, let's just do like zeroing in here. 1 decibel at a time. That's not it either. Try a 0.5 decibel this time. 0.5 decibels at a time. Oh man, I wish the computer was not slow right now. This is where the slowness really becomes a problem. There's these little back and forths, because it's adding like, what, 10, 30 seconds to each time. Yikes. Okay. But God's in charge of that, so it's all good. It's all part of the deal here. It's all part of the deal. That sounds about the same. This is tricky, because one of those things where once you start looking at it, you can't stop. Like once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. It didn't bother me at all, but now I realize that the old school is on the right side, and it just feels like, oh, the whole song's unbalanced now. Which I didn't even notice it before until I saw that the one called L had been turned off. So, oh, here. We can leave the effect on that one and just not have to switch back. Okay. No, -5 again. And I think we're going to go with the double. Because, yeah, again, now that not exactly the same point I was making earlier, but now that I hear it, I can't unhear it. And it just doesn't feel right to have that on one side. Alright, I'm hitting save, that's it. So, decide on LR old school. Great, that's done. Consider brightening chord piano towards the end of the verse. Towards the end of verse 1. Toward the end of verse 1. Do I have time for this real quick? I need to go end the stream in a minute here, but yeah, you know what? I need to go. I can't do this right now. But we actually got a lot done in what, an hour? Yeah, an hour and 7 minutes. There are only a couple things left on this checklist that I can really do on stream. And there's a good handful that I have to do off stream, but still, I can do that. So, wow. Yeah, thanks for coming along on this ride with me and tuning in here tonight, especially. I am sick and tired and feeling totally not up to this, but trying to get it done. And it may be that I don't stream this song anymore. Maybe about time to, because there's some stuff I can do on my own that I'll probably do here and there where I have time throughout this month, honestly. If anything, it's just going to keep getting more busy. We'll see. But I feel like I can't really make solid plans at this point. I wanted to stream every day this week, and already that hasn't really been working out. But I mean, it is December, so got Christmas and everything coming up. But yeah, I'll try to keep working on it and do the stuff that I have to do by myself, get that done, and then yeah. Oh, if I have time and I push myself, I could get this done within the next 2-3 days, honestly. So I'll try to do that, keep you updated, and yeah, get this one done and move on to the next song for mixing. I've yet to decide if that's going to be Leaving or Take Me Home. Leaving is almost done as it is. So then I'm thinking, well, should I save that one for the end and give it time to sound fresh and maybe make stuff stand out? Or should I just finish it up real quick and then do the last one? We'll see. But yeah, maybe a while before I stream again, finishing up the off-stream stuff and also just being busy and being sick and everything. But we'll see. Yeah, thanks for watching. Jesus loves you. And it's been real. We'll get there. The song is almost done. And the EP is almost done. So yeah,